Okay, so I went into town and picked up some number 10 roofing screws. I decided to just replace the sections where it was leaking last night, at least on the side that I've been working on. So I'm gonna do some measurements and we'll replace screws in those areas where it was leaking. Last night was probably the most that it has rained since I've been here. Not in terms of like a super big thunderstorm and just dumping water all at once, but there was some of that where it was dumping all at once, but it was like a consistent heavy rain from like evening to way into the morning. I'm thinking if I just patch those up, I could be good for this year. I hope. May not be, and I may get frustrated more later if it leaks again, but I don't know. I don't really have like a great reason for, well, I do have some reasons. Like I mean, like what I was gonna say was, why wouldn't I just to redo everything? Obviously takes more time, more effort, more energy. And I think at the point that I am, I just want to kind of continue on this path and see if we can finally finish this patch job. I don't know if that's like a great reason, but that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so since the ladder's in the middle, which is right around here, I think, we're gonna start where the ladder is. There's a spot here near where the stairs are, very steep stairs, probably not to code. I made some squares around where it was leaking, so I think we're gonna work on that square and this square. We'll take some measurements and go from there. The first bad spot is gonna be right here. It's about 18 feet from the wall. There is an overlap of steel right here. So if I go outside and measure 18 feet, which should be right around here, I should see an overlap about 1.5 feet, 2 feet to the side of that. Okay, so I've actually decided to, instead of using the bigger screws, put dowels in at least the sections where I can easily reach the holes from upstairs of my cabin. It's just very easy to do. I can just put a step ladder, drill a hole, and hammer the dowel in. I took off 3 screws. I said 2 before, but I noticed the one next to it was going straight down instead of flush with the roof. So I'm gonna do 3, and then we'll probably do 2 more, and then maybe like 7-ish, 8-ish more after that. So on the 3rd screw, I couldn't access the hole from the inside the house because it was drilled into a rafter. So we're gonna put a number 10 screw on that one. Okay, so I'm happy to report that the number 10 screw went in very well. It was large enough to keep it from spinning and spinning inside that hole. Happy about that. Now we're gonna go inside and take some measurements for the next set. Okay, the next set I measured up to this square is about 13.5 feet from the wall. I mean from the corner of the house. And it's gonna be not this board, but the one above it. Just trying to get an idea of how many holes I'm gonna be looking for, or how many screws rather. So there's one there, and one there. I don't think that one's a problem at all because the leak was right around here. So I'm thinking it's probably just that one, but when I go up, oh, I see another one on this side. Ow! You should put on some safety glasses. The dust. Nope, that's not one, so it's basically this one. And I don't think that one's gonna matter either. If I see a few around it that are screwed in vertically instead of flush with the roof, then I'll just replace those with the number 10. So I got lucky with this set. It's just to the left of the ladder, so I'm not gonna have to get off the ladder. I'm not gonna film this one. One thing I'm quite happy to report is that things are going pretty fast. Since I've already gone over a lot of the roof and I've had experience on like how to do things, it's kind of become like a routine. Yeah, I guess it's not as bad as I made it out to be. I guess experience counts for a lot, especially when it comes to speed. Another piece of good news is that the ones that I've been fixing up to now, it was quite obvious why they failed. For the most part, they were screwed in vertically. There was one case where the screw just wasn't tight. It was like, just kept spinning. I don't know why I missed that one. Okay, so basically I have 3 more spots left. I think I said 4 total spots before, but it's actually turned out to be 5. So there's one here, which is just about, I would say, 3-4 feet from what we just did. And then we have one here. This was the worst spot, with that plastic, and you can see the stain. It didn't dry up yet because I had the plastic container over it. So that spot, and then we have this spot. So I might try to take care of these 2 at the same time. You know what? I don't think that's a good idea. Well, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see when I get on the roof. There was one on the upper higher side that looked bad, and then underneath that there was basically 6 that looked bad. So I just went ahead and pulled all 6, and then so now we'll have to go back inside and do dowels for 7 holes. I can't seem to figure out where 2 of the holes I drilled are, where I 2 of the screws that I took out are. So I'm gonna drill from the other side, and then I should see some daylight on this side. Okay, so 2 of the screws, they're going into this rafter. They're just spinning around. Even with the number 10, I couldn't get it to hold. So I can either do like a longer screw so it just goes into the rafter, or I can use a thicker one, neither of which I have. So we're just gonna put up a few pieces of Gorilla tape over them for now. That should hold until I hope next year. Okay, so I finished up the sections nearest to the ladder. There's one more left on this side where I couldn't really feel I could get there safely with the ladder and the rope where it was. I'm gonna leave that one to the end. I'm gonna try to tackle that side tomorrow where the ditch is. So it's gonna be pretty much all on the rope. There's 2 leaks there. There's actually 3 leaks. So I think I'm just gonna try to plug up the 3 leaks. I'm just gonna really have to see what it looks like when I get up there, but basically if the screw spins, I'm gonna try the number 10 And if the number 10 spins, then I'm gonna go with the Gorilla Tape. Yeah, so that's the plan for that side, the tough side. The one that's left here, probably will be able to do the dowel trick. Yeah, so I noticed the number 10 sometimes works and sometimes spins. And my only real next choice is to use the number 12. I don't have any number 12s right now, but kind of have reservations about using that, because that's kind of like, once I screw that in, that's it. I don't know. I'll think that over. I'll think through if I want to go down the route of the number 12 screw. I don't want to this year. I feel like I should consider it when I have like a month to work on this and I can take things slowly. Yeah, so that's the part of the roof I'm trying to work on. And as you can see, like, I don't have any access to it. I mean, I will need to set up another extension ladder on the inside to get up there, or like a scaffolding or something. It's leaking where that yellow container is, where that bucket is, and where that piece of plastic is. I feel like I've done these areas already, so it must be the spots where the screws were spinning around and around. Hopefully the number 10 will work in those spots. I gotta cut these dowels down. I feel the right way to do this would be to take these boards off. I think it will be okay to take them off one at a time and replace them one at a time. If I don't feel safe about that, I can put another one to support it while I take it out. But it's probably nailed into the rafters, but that's okay. I can just cut it. I can cut the nails basically. And then when I put it back, I can shift it a little bit so I'm not screwing into the same spot. But it kind of depends on what I see on the other side. Like, if I take those off and I look at the other side and there's like, it looks really bad, if there's like fungus growing on it and it's crazy, then I'll have to replace them. But if they look good, I could just really shift it up a little or shift it down a little. I could even like sand it down before I put it back up to get rid of like the water stains and stuff. So we'll see. That's kind of what I'm thinking for this roof, to do it quote unquote the right way. I mean, really the right way to do it is take it all down and put I think it's 5/8 inch plywood down, because like this is not a house standard. This is like a barn and a shed standard to just have metal exposed like that. I mean, that is another possibility, is to take the whole roof off, put 5/8 inch plywood down, then screw the metal roof back on. I'm not opposed to doing that. I kind of want to figure out how cold like it feels with the metal roof exposed like that, and also like if I can manage with the cold with a wood stove and with a bare roof, and also with insulation on a bare roof. I kind of want to figure that out this winter. We'll see if that happens or not, but that's kind of my thinking, because like doing the whole roof and putting the plywood up there it's kind of a big deal. Like, you see how much trouble I'm having just changing the fasteners. I mean, that could be like I gotta hire a roofer kind of project, or I gotta rent like one of those buckets that take you up and enable you to work safely up there kind of project. I'm weighing all options, let's put it that way.